It's Tiffany from Today we are in my very messy studio. I'm yet to really organize it and clean it after the holiday craziness because, as many of you know, as a business owner, when one holiday ends, you move on to the next one or you just keep going. So that's kind of what brings me to you today. Super excited because if you have been following me on social media and Instagram, I've been doing a lot of work on the plan for 2023 for Quarter Acre Clee and the new property. So that's what brings me today. I am doing an unboxing of the seeds that I ordered online to start getting ready for my seed starting. So, long story short, I didn't order everything that I need just quite yet. I still need to order some potatoes. I want to order some strawberries. And I still have a lot of seeds from last year. So if you saw, I've been posting my spreadsheets. I'm a little bit of a spreadsheet dork. And I have like over 90 packets of seeds with something in them that I can use in the garden. See, I have my organizer here. These are all my old seeds. I'm going to use those. But that's not really what we're talking about today. We're talking about the fun stuff that I bought. Because, I mean, some girls like expensive jewelry, some girls like shoes and purses. I like seeds. So I did a little bit of a haul and I kind of wanted to show you what I'm doing, what I bought, and what are some of the plans and talk through it. So let's get started. Enough jibber jabbering. So I ordered from two companies. Mowing organic seeds, that's this packet here, and then obviously Johnny's. So I jump back and forth with these companies. Every once in a while I find a few different companies, but these are kind of my main go-to seeds. I like Mowing because all their seeds are organic. So I really lean heavily on them when it comes to vegetables. And I like Johnny's. They have a lot of, they're kind of the industry standard. They tend to be a little more expensive, but you know the quality is there. So I jump back and forth. So let's start with Mowing and see what we got in this packet. And I guess I'll kind of talk to you about what's going on. In my head and the plan in my spreadsheet, I am going to do vegetables at the original Quarter Acre property. So the one that Matt and I live at, I'm converting the backyard onto most vegetables. I'm pulling back a little on the flowers because I've decided I think the new property, the 2 acres in Bainbridge, that's where I'm doing a lot of my cut flowers. I mean, all of them basically. And the backyard where we live, I'm gonna make it more vegetables for Matt and I. I may be selling vegetables at the Geauga Fresh Farmers Market. That's still kind of up in the air. I work really closely with Tiffany, the farm manager of the farmers market. I'm gonna talk to her about some of the needs we need at the farmers market, and we're having a meeting next month, so we'll deal with that later. So, let's talk about Mowing organic seeds. I like this company. Everything is organic on their website, so you don't even have to worry about that, which I really like. And their seeds are actually reasonably priced. They're not too expensive for organic seeds because when you start talking organic, things can start getting pretty expensive. And I don't know about you, but I'm on a budget these days, especially with the new property and all the expenses. It's getting a little crazy. So I don't even really remember what I bought. So let's just kind of go for it and see what's here. Okay, and I'm gonna try to put little pictures up somewhere to show you the really pretty pictures because some of the packets don't have pictures. Okay, so let's start with beans. So I love growing beans. They are a really great staple. They freeze really well. If you don't know, my husband comes from a Lebanese family. They eat green beans like it's going out of style. So I like to do a lot of beans. I'm also gonna try some dried beans like black beans, well, in particular, Calypso beans. These looked so cool in the catalog. They're called Calypso dry beans. They're literally like black and white markings on them, almost like a cow's markings. I thought it was really intriguing. They're really good dried beans. So in the winter months, You can have them for your stews, your soups. I'm really excited about this one. It's a new one. I've never tried it. It looks like it would be fun. Only takes 90 days to grow. I'm into it. So that's Calypso bean. Since we're doing beans, I'm also doing Provider bush beans. I've grown these 2 years in a row and they're lovely. They are really literally a provider. These are good long green beans. They grow beautifully. You just take them off. You can hook them up fresh, eat them right off the vine, or you can freeze them. They freeze wonderfully. So I'm gonna do a lot of green beans in the backyard. Okay. And next up, we have the Goldie Double Sunflower. So this one will probably be on the new property. I'm gonna do a lot of sunflowers. I know there's more sunflowers in the other box too. So I thought this one was super pretty. I thought it was like nice and fuzzy on the inside. We're definitely doing sunflowers. Okay, so this one's kind of cool. I'll definitely put a picture of it. It's called Flamingo Feather Celosia. These things I learned about last year. Thank you, Tiffany. So they're like these feathery pink plumes and they dry really, really well. So you can make wreaths out of them. You can put them in fresh bouquets. They're really pretty flowers. So I'm excited to try these for the first year. And these will probably be on the new property. Let's talk about collard greens. I grew collard greens for the first time last year. I'm obsessed. And I learned how to cook them. They're so good for you and so easy to grow. It's a nice cool season crop for the beginning of the season. My little brother and I have been talking a lot about really honing in our collard green recipes. Maybe use some local pork, maybe, you know, simmer it with a pork hock or something and have some delicious collard greens. So I'm gonna do a lot of collard greens. These are gonna be in the backyard and we're gonna do a lot of collard greens this year. All right, so salad. Salad is a staple. This is the DMR salad blend from Mowing. I'm looking at this packet and I'm feeling like I should have bought way more than this because this is not gonna last. Matt and I eat a salad almost every single day, all the time. So this is, I did this salad blend last year. It was really good. I even sold some of them at the market. It's a really nice, like organic gourmet kind of mix, but it's like red and green. It's a little more softer of a lettuce, less crunchy than a romaine. So it's really, it really elevates your salad. I really like this one. So we're doing salad. Okay, so this is an ollie pepper. So I remember this one being, it's like a bell pepper. I go through so many peppers when I'm cooking. So this is also gonna be in the backyard. It is a really good one. It's an early green pepper, but if you let it go, it'll go into a really nice red pepper. So this is ollie pepper. Okay, this one, Sakura tomato. I grew this at Countryside 2 years ago. It was my favorite tomato. So it's not a big tomato. It's not a small tomato. It's a really nice, it's like this big, and it is crazy sweet. Very uniformed red cherry tomato, but a little bigger than a cherry tomato. So I would call it like a mini mid-sized tomato. It's perfect for salads, you know, cutting them up really in half and popping them in your salad. And it's super sweet, super delicious, really, really reliable tomato. So it's the Sakura cherry tomato. I guess it is a cherry tomato. They say it is. It is. All right, this one, indigo apple tomato. So this is another mid-sized tomato. I personally don't love huge beefsteak tomatoes. I don't have the patience. I want my tomatoes when I want them. And these mid-sized tomatoes are great. This one's a little more on the purple side. I found that I like the flavor of the more darker purpley tomatoes. So this is an indigo apple. I grew this one last year. I'm gonna try again. It was a really good tomato, really good flavor profile, and I really like it. So indigo apple is a good one. Okay, and so this is the Granadero tomato. This is a little bit of a larger one. It's a nice red tomato. It is, I've never grown this one, but I think it's, I don't know, it's I'm just trying it out. It looked good in the catalog, so I'm gonna try it out. Hopefully it works out. I'm not doing a ton of tomatoes because Matt doesn't even like tomatoes, so I really only grow tomatoes for myself. And I will say last year I grew tomatoes at Harvestville Farm, and by the end of the season, both Tiffany and I were like sick of looking at tomatoes. So I'm gonna try to not do that again this year. Okay, sweet Thai basil. So as you guys know, I grow a lot of herbs. This one I'm excited about because I've actually been making a lot of ramens and a lot of Asian kind of flavored dishes. So I want to get more into that and try this out. And I feel like this is a good basil that would do good at the farmer's market for people like me that like their pho, like their ramen. This is literally the Thai basil that you're going to want for those dishes. So I'm excited to grow this and have it at the market too. And my lovely chamomile. We can't do anything without chamomile. I mean, you guys love my honey chamomile soap, chamomile tea. Chamomile is just pretty. I'm coming up with a new soap that I'm going to involve the chamomile in it as well. So I'm just going to go crazy with the chamomile this year. So that's a no-brainer for me. And, oh, 2 more for this. Okay, sacred basil. So this is also known as Tulsi, which is a nice basil as well for good culinary arts, but it's also really good for medicinal. So it's really good for bronchitis kind of effects. It's helped soothing, I believe. I'll have to double check that. But this is a really good basil just to have on hand and to sell at the market. So I'm trying to do different varieties of different crops that set me apart at the farmer's market. So that's one of them as well. And last but not least, this is called the Sunball Craspedia. It's like in the Gomphrena family, so it's got that little round ball. These are bright yellow. I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago, it was really trendy when the yellow and gray movement was going on at the wedding scene. People would do those boutonnieres that were just these yellow balls and like a little leaf. That's this flower. I've always loved it, and I figured it would be fun to try to grow this year, and I'm gonna try it. So that's something fun to do. So that's all that I got from Mowing seeds. That's a good amount. It's already gonna keep me pretty busy on the, in general. Let's open up the Johnny's box, because I know this is really heavy. I know why it's so heavy, because I bought 5 pounds of one crop seed, and I will show you. If you know me, you probably know what it is gonna be that I bought 5 pounds of, because it's for the new property, because I got a lot of work to do on the new property. So let's see here. Let's start with the 5 pound bag. What is it? It is clover. My clover. I have an obsession with clover. There's a long story about clover. When I was a kid, my dad always talked about turning our front yard into just clover. I don't know if it's because we're Irish. I don't know if it's because we didn't like mowing the lawn, although I love mowing the lawn now. I think it's relaxing. But I bought 5 pounds of clover seed from Johnny's because this spring, I am going to be doing a lot of clover on the new property. So clover is a wonderful cover crop. Not only is it a good cover crop that fixes the nitrogen into the soil, because on the new property, I don't know what the soil really is. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done the soil test yet. I should probably add that to my to-do list. But I'm using clover as my living pathways. And what I think I'm gonna do is spread the clover out in the spring, let it sprout, and then I'm gonna just till the rows. So it's a little low tillage, not as much till. And I'm gonna use the clover as living pathways. So I want the new property to look really pretty. I want it to be functional, environmentally friendly, and pretty. So I bought lots of clover seed. So that was a good thing. All right, so now let's talk about what else I have. Let's see if I can remember what these all are. Okay. Oh, okay. Sweet. So let's start with what's on top here. It looks like they might have separated flowers with, yeah, did they? Yeah, they did. mostly flowers with one thing. Okay, let's start with flowers. So as you know, I'm doing a lot of cut flowers on the new property. And I got a lot of good little things from Johnny's today. So let's start with the sunflowers. I got more sunflowers. Now, these sunflowers are very expensive seeds, but it's worth it. They are the Pro Cut series of sunflowers. So I got the Pro Cut White Light. So it's a white sunflower with, I think it's the dark in the middle. I'll find the picture. And I got a Pro Cut Plume. I know I got another Pro Cut. So I think there's a third Pro Cut in here too. Let me find it. We'll put them all together. So Pro Cut are very, yeah, I got a Pro Cut Orange as well. The cool thing about Pro Cut is they have pros and cons, more pros than anything. They're pollenless. So that's not great for the bees. That's why I'm doing the other sunflowers too, to have pollen. But that's good for people with allergies. So when they take it into their house, there's no pollen on these to dust their table or whatnot. And these Pro Cut flowers, they grow to just like a uniform size that I found are way easier to build a bouquet around. When you have these mammoth sunflowers in a bouquet, it gets really hard to build a cohesive bouquet around that without the bouquet getting enormous. And then you're charging 30-something odd dollars for the bouquet, and then it's a whole marketing nightmare. So I got some Pro Cut flowers, sunflowers. We're gonna do these on the new property, and we're gonna incorporate them into some flower displays and stuff. Okay, Gumfrina. This is like those yellow ones I was just talking about. This is the Audra White. I learned last year that you want white flowers on hand. Okay, with that being said, white flowers are incredibly hard to grow because bugs love white flowers for some reason. So bugs seem to always want to just gravitate towards them. So I'm going to have to work on that this year. But this is Gumfrina. It's those little balls and they're little globes. These, again, are great for drying, and they're really great as a pop of a little white into your bouquets. So I'm growing that. Okay, this one is a shout out to my dad. I'm growing red poppies. So my dad is a Vietnam veteran, and he has literally been trying to grow poppies for Memorial Day weekend for years. Poppies are not the easiest thing to grow. So I told him, he's had a little bit of a hard month in the past month. So I told him I would do my darndest to grow him some poppies so he could have them for Memorial Day weekend parade. It's a tall order. My dad is the head of the VFW, so I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. Let's see if I can do it, but I got red poppy seeds for him. They are the corn poppy. All right, so, oh yeah, these are fun. This is totally new for me. Ornamental grass. So I got the Highlander and the silver tip triticale, la 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 la. I don't know how to say it. I'm trying these. I've never tried grasses before. I've always been interested in them, and I always want to add more texture into bouquets. I just feel like, you know, flowers are lovely, but you need a variation of texture and variation of looks. I mean, like a bouquet of all zinnias is pretty, but then it just kind of gets boring in my mind. So these are some ornamental grasses that I am growing. And bee balm, also known as Monarda. So I'm growing this for medicinal purposes for the soaps, and you can use it in bouquets as well. So Monarda is good for the bees, pollinators, because I do plan on getting a beehive hopefully this year on the new property. So I'm also thinking about the bees. So bee balm is definitely getting grown. All right, keeping on. Now, these are looking like more vegetables. As I said, I am doing vegetables in the backyard, quarter-acre property for Matt and I, and there is some potential I might be selling them at the market, to be determined. But this is a yellow zucchini squash, and it's called Gold Mine. It's really pretty. I just got it because it's got these yellow stripes on it, and I got this safari green squash that has green stripes. So these two together, I think, would make a beautiful display at the farm stand or at the farmer's market. I know everybody gets tired of squash, but these are a little more petite. They're not going to get huge like zucchinis sometimes do. These are smaller zucchinis. They're a little more of a gourmet element to them. I'm hoping that could like set me out a little at the farmer's market, but we'll see. All right, anise hyssop or anise hyssop. So this is a plant in the mint family. It grows this beautiful purple spire in the middle of it, and it smells amazing. So I'm growing these for bouquets, but I'm also going to grow them for the mint and the herb properties as well, because I know it makes a really good tea as well. And I'm still throwing the idea around of making teas for my business, but we'll see. So an anise hyssop or anise hyssop, I don't know how to say it, but it's a really pretty plant and I love it. Okay, so more gomphrena. So the globe, little ball globe things. This is just a mixed blend of pinks and purples and stuff. So good for bouquets, good for dried elements. Love gomphrena. Good cut flower. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot I bought these. Okay. Oh, and then there's more sunflowers, another pro cut. This one is the white knight. I got 2 of those, I think. All right, so I got a pumpkin. This is the moonshine pumpkin. It's a white pumpkin because I noticed last year in the like artsy fartsy markets, lots of white pumpkins. I love white pumpkins. I think it's really classic and beautiful. So I got these moonshine. They're not big. They're like little pumpkins that you can decorate with and paint. It's a nice little canvas. You have kids to paint on and stuff like that. So that's exciting. And then butterscotch winter squash. This is a form of a butternut squash, but it's a little smaller. It's not a huge one. Again, I'm kind of going for the more gourmet market, not your mainstream. Apparently these are much more sweet and a little more personalized, manageable sizes. So smaller, thinking of people like Matt and I. Like Matt loves butterscotch or butternut squash. Gosh. But there's only 2 of us. So every time I make like a huge squash, some goes to the waste or goes to chickens, whatever. It's not to waste because the chickens love it. But I wanted to try these. They're a little more sweet and that's what I want to do. So awesome. So that's kind of the roundup of, well, it is not kind of, it is the roundup of the seeds that I am growing, well, that I've purchased right now. And again, it's not all that I'm growing. I'm growing a lot more from my seeds from last year. I have a whole spreadsheet. I'm growing a lot of stuff this year because, I mean, I don't need to mention it to you guys, what's going on in the world. It just keeps getting crazier. So I'm going to try to put up more food this year. I'm getting more chickens, as you know, for the new property. We're going to get those in the spring, and I'm getting baby chicks. So just wait. There's going to be lots of chickie videos. And that's it. I'm super excited for 2023. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and kind of going through this little adventure with me. It's going to be a crazy year. I can already tell. I'm not going to start my seeds until probably March. My family's going on a vacation in Punta Cana for my brother's wedding. So I'm going to kind of come back refreshed from that and start all my seeds. And that's going to be a fun time. So all right, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out and seeing my seeds that I bought. Again, as you all know, make sure you like and subscribe to my videos because I am gonna keep making videos because it's gonna be a crazy, awesome year. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.